So we're going to work on the element cards. I'm going to show you how to do the first 5 steps on phosphorus, and I will also do one other card, maybe 2 other cards with you, just to help you out and get you used to the process. So the first step is to calculate the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Remember that protons are the atomic number, electrons are also the atomic number for right now, and neutrons are mass minus atomic number. So let's look at phosphorus because it's our first card here. So protons are the atomic number. If you look at phosphorus, the atomic number is 15. Just a reminder that the atomic number is always the smaller of the 2 numbers. It's not always in the same location depending on the periodic table that you're looking at. Most of the time it is the top number, but it just depends on the resource. So it is the smaller of the 2 numbers. So 15, that's going to be our protons and our electrons. So those 2 numbers for this whole packet, those will be the same. Protons will match the electrons, and that's the smaller of the 2 numbers, the atomic number in the box. Neutrons, you have to do some math. You've got to subtract your mass number and your atomic number. So that's going to be the 2 numbers in the box. You do the big minus small. So 31 minus 15 gives you 16. So the neutrons are 16. The next thing that we're going to do is look at the this image here. Kind of looks like a bullseye. Step 2 is the Bohr model. So it says place dots for each electron in each of the energy levels starting closest to the nucleus. The first energy level can only hold 2 electrons. After that, move to the second, third, and fourth as needed. The second holds up to 8. The third holds up to 8. And you will only need 2 for the fourth. And your instruction also says watch the video in Canvas, which is hopefully what you're doing right now. So the Bohr model places our electrons. So for phosphorus, we have 15 electrons in these rings around the nucleus. So remember, you have the nucleus, and then you have, so this is the nucleus. And then you have the area around the nucleus, which is the electron cloud. So all of these rings around the nucleus are in the electron cloud, and they represent different energy levels. So the electrons go in these energy levels. Remember, we have 15 electrons to place. There's 2 that go in the first energy level. The first energy level can hold up to 2. The next energy level, the second, can hold up to 8. So I'm going to go ahead and put 8 electrons here. I am going to pair them up just because electrons usually hang out in pairs. We can talk more about this later. We'll learn more about the placement and how they go around the nucleus in these energy levels a little bit later when we learn about something called the Lewis dot diagram. But for now, I'm just going to place them like this. It doesn't really matter how you do it. They're easier to count if they're in pairs. And so how many have we used? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've used 10 electrons so far. Remember, we've got 15 for phosphorus, so that means we've got 5 more left to place. The first and the second levels are full, so we need to move to the third level. The third level can hold up to 8, but I only have 5 left, so I'm going to put all 5 in this level. So there's 4 and 5. Okay, so that's it for the Bohr model for this one. Energy levels, the next thing to look at is how many levels are used in the Bohr model above. For us, we used 3 of our levels. There are electrons in 3 levels, so I'm going to put a 3 right there. The electron configuration is next, number 4, the electron configuration. So that's this next where it says E dash configuration. Remember, E dash is shorthand for electron. Write how many electrons are in the first energy level, second, third, and fourth. If there is an unused energy level, leave that space blank. So In the first energy level for phosphorus, there are 2 electrons because it's full. The second level is also full, so it has 8 electrons. The third level was not full. We only had 5 electrons. And we did not use the fourth level, so you can leave the fourth space blank. And the last thing for us for now is the chemist shorthand. So we're going to skip the period and group number. We'll fill that in later. So the shorthand, the top number is the mass number and the bottom number is the atomic number. And then you need to have the element symbol. So the symbol for phosphorus is P. So on top is the bigger number and the bottom is the smaller number. Okay? So that is how you fill in the cards. I'll do one more with you. Let's go to the beginning and let's find hydrogen. So hydrogen is in the middle of the second page on the right side. So flip to that and let's do this one together. So hydrogen. Okay, so hydrogen has an atomic number of 1 and a mass of 1. So when we fill this in, remember the protons and the electrons are both the same as the atomic number. The neutrons, you subtract the 2 numbers to figure out the neutrons. So 1 minus 1. So hydrogen does not have any neutrons, 0 neutrons. Bohr model, remember we're placing the number of electrons in the rings. Hydrogen only has 1 electron, so that should be pretty easy. Make sure it's in the ring that is the closest to the nucleus. Number of energy levels, we only used 1 ring for the Bohr model. The configuration, we only used the first ring, so we're only going to have a number on the first line, and it's a 1. There's only 1 electron in the first ring. The rest of them are going to stay blank. Again, skip the period in the group. For the shorthand, we were going to do the symbol, and then 1 over 1. Mass over protons. Okay. All right. Let's do one more together. Why don't we do, let's scroll up here. Let's do fluorine. So fluorine is on the second page, top middle. All right. So protons, neutrons, electrons. So protons are, atomic number is 9. And same with the electrons for now. The neutrons, you're going to do the mass minus protons. So 19 minus 9 is 10. So fluorine has 10 neutrons. For the Bohr model, we've got 9 electrons to place. So we're going to have 2 here. That leaves us 9 minus 2. We've got 7 more electrons. They will all fit in the second ring, because remember the second ring can hold up to 8. So we don't need all 8. We just have 7 more to place, because remember we only have 9 electrons for fluorine. So you're going to place 9 electrons there. Number of energy levels. We only use 2 of the rings in the Bohr model. We only used 2 of the rings. The electron configuration. The first ring is full, so it has 2. Our second ring is almost full. It has 7. And we didn't use the last 2 rings. So leave those spaces blank. Again, skip period and group number for now. The shorthand, so F is the symbol. And you're going to do the big number over the small number, 19 over 9. All right, so that is how you fill in the cards. You should have 3 completed now. If you have questions, please let me know. You can message me on Canvas.